3, 2, 1.
What's going on, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok? Yes, today is Fishing Friday. Y'all know I got my good old fishing cup. We are ready to have a great day today, but you know, as always, we keep it consistent. We keep it holy. We're going to always go to God first, but I need you to do something for me. Make sure that you share this live, hit that like button, subscribe today on YouTube, man. We're going to grow this thing. And again, when we get to 3,000 followers or subscribers here on YouTube, I'm going to do another dynamic flash sale. I'm going to do that for every 1,000 subscribers. We're going to go all the way up. We're going to change lives, impact lives, let everybody learn how to trade stocks, options, understand the chart, and get wealthy by giving God the glory first here on YouTube, man. We're going to change the narrative about our mindset, the culture, and what they are saying about diversity and inclusion, right? I better be careful before they cancel me. Anyways, I don't care. That being said, all glory be to God, man. We just got to make sure that we always do what's right, we live what's right, and we be what's right. Understand everybody can't go with us, but look, we got to keep it consistent doing what we do. So that being said, y'all, let's go to God today. Today's message, man, it's actually personal. I told you yesterday was personal. We talked about the oldest ticker, LIFE, life, right? We talked about breaking through that resistance. And guys, we are no longer going to consolidate or sit at support. But what about the next level, right? What about the next level? Let's say I'm going to pass the test. I'm going to pass the test. Today, I was sitting here and I was just downloading literally from about, I want to say about 4:45 a.m. until not too long ago. And God was just touching my heart about the book of James and how we have all this uncertainty and challenges and transitions in government and leadership, and how important it is right now more than ever to be willing to step out on faith, navigating whatever policies that may seem to limit your potential or build your career or federal employee or entrepreneurship or divine purpose, and take hold of God's power that assures us that we are going to pass the test. So today I want to jump on over to the book of James. So get your phones out. Well, you're on your phones. Get your Bibles out if you can. If not, just take a listen. And I'm actually going to give you guys 3 different versions of one verse in here, but I want to read this. James chapter 1, starting at verse 2. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double-minded and unstable in all that they do. I want to give you another version here from the Message verse, and it says, consider it a sheer gift, friends, when tests and challenges come at you from all sides. You know that under pressure, your faith life is forced into the open and shows its true colors. So don't try to get out of anything prematurely. Let it do its work so you become mature and well developed, not deficient in any way. So this week, as I said, we've been under so many transitions, right? These trials that we face produce growth. Sometimes they elevate us to the next level where we have to really, really, really trust God. This word tells us to consider it pure joy, that whenever we face trials of many kinds, God is using these tests for our faith, which is going to produce perseverance. We've talked about it in 2024. Perseverance produces patience. Now, I want to encourage many of my former fellow federal employees, especially those affected by the diversity and inclusion or having to go back to work now. You're in a position in a time right now where policies may be working against you, right? But this is an opportunity for your perseverance to shine. Remember, growth comes through adversity, right? And these trials that you face will actually strengthen you for a greater impact in your roles. Now, if this is your moment of transition, transist, go to the next level, right? Even as an entrepreneur, every loss, every setback, every delay in our journey, right? We have to always constantly refine our strategy, sharpen our faith. And look, the patience comes when we are about to finish its work, and then we'll emerge to complete a resilient and yet beautiful level of resistance, which becomes support. Look, I am still on the topic because it's not over yet, right? We have to also make sure that we are asking for wisdom. The word teaches us that if any of you lack wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Now understand that a fool despises wisdom. This God can speak through a rock, he can speak through an animal, he can speak through a child, he can speak through your friend, and guess what? He may even speak through somebody that you thought hated your guts. But you know what? There is going to be a level of encouragement for you when you are positioned in a place where God can minister to your soul. Look, it's no coincidence that today, yesterday, the day before that, last year, that you stumbled upon Rogers 1906, Godly Mindset Motivator, or the Instagram channel just by looking at stocks, just by looking at crypto. But all of a sudden, one thing that's been consistent is the presence of God and him operating in your life in a totally different level. It's a mindset shift. Now you're navigating these complexities from outdated systems. New policies are coming, and now we have to rely on God's wisdom. Right? He's going to show us innovative ways to advocate for equity and inclusion in our workplaces, to make sure that we are teaching quote unquote cultural race theory to those that need to know about their history. We cannot hide this history. Like even in what we're doing, right? Uncertainty in markets or regulations can be very overwhelming. I have to always say I'm not a financial advisor because I'm not, right? I can't tell you what to buy or sell, but understand this, right? Understand this. Living for God is our ultimate goal. And when we ask for wisdom, he will reveal strategies for making the right moves, whether it's in crypto or set up on stocks, or whether even if it's a signal and you want to go look at the chart to see if it matches the play, or if the play is going to change the trend. We want to catch those trends, not feelings, right? Now understand, in doing all of this, as we are navigating, our faith must be firm, right? The word tells us, but when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. Doubt may arise, ladies and gentlemen. It may arise, but don't you quit. Right? You're going to face systems designed to challenge your faith and limit your progress. Maybe because you had a lack of understanding when you got there, and now you're pissed off. Excuse me, Lord, but it's true. You might be upset. So as a result, don't quit. Failure is not an option. Doubt is not an option. Stand firm in the belief that God's promise is unshakable. Now, I'm going to tell you, the market is so unpredictable, but our faith in God is steady. Don't let fear dictate your decisions. Instead, move with confidence, knowing that your foundation is secure. I'm going to give you guys something today, some pure declarations for you and me both. All right? Our challenges are not here to defeat us. They are here to develop us. I will come out of this thing stronger, wiser, and ready to fulfill my purpose. I will seek wisdom from God for every decision that I make. He will guide me, protect me from missteps, and lead me to solutions that bless others. My faith is unwavering. I am not tossed by fear, doubt, or uncertainty. I will stand firm, knowing that God will honor my trust in him. Those declarations are things that you can profess today. Today. Whether you're striving for justice in federal government, stepping out on faith as a new hire, building your business, navigating volatile markets, the trials you face are opportunities for growth. Hold to your joy, seek wisdom, and stand firm to your faith. Declare it boldly. Declare it boldly. Step into your role, your business, and your investments with faith and determination. Get your elite trader's blueprint. Learn it, master it, practice it. Learn it, master it, practice it every single time. It doesn't stop. God is with you, shaping you for greater things, brothers and sisters. And today is your opportunity to pass the test. Are you ready to pass the test this morning? Are you ready to pass the test? I'm ready to pass the test. I'm ready to go through the fire. I'm ready. I want you to be with me today. Look, I put this little swag on, whatever, TikTok shop. Thank you very much. Anyways, I put this on this morning because it made me ready for the hunt. I'm ready for whatever today because I know that God is with me. I got my sword and my shield. My mindset is right. My soul is right. My energy is right. Take this energy. Use it. Join me today. Let's fight the good fight, sharing the gospel of God, knowing that he is our source, y'all. Look, I'm just on fire for the Lord. This is my life. This is who I am. I cannot and I will not change it for anybody. I love the Lord. I love the Lord, y'all. Look, I better go to God in prayer right now because I can keep going on and on about how great God is. And I know you guys can relate because he's done some exceedingly and abundantly amazing things for each of us in 2024 and now in 2025. It's just getting started and we already up. Put I'm already up in the comments right now. I'm already up. Even if you're not, because you're here, you're already up. Put I'm already up in the comments. As we navigate to go to God in prayer, let's do it now. Heavenly Father, we thank you right now for your presence on today. God, we are ready to pass the test. God, I'm just electrified and just filled with the Holy Ghost right now, God. God, that you take us to another plateau as we break through this level of resistance, God. God, as we have established a new level of support. God, as we are ready to move to the next place. Oh, Heavenly Father, I thank you on today. God, you are wonderful, God. You are merciful. God, you are just everything that we need and more. God, come into our homes. God, we have a complete download right now on our families, starting with us, to our spouse, to our children. Father God, right now, God, we thank you for the abundance of our finances. God, we thank you for the health of our mindset. God, we thank you for the challenges, God, that produce perseverance. God, as we navigate into discussions about the market today, God, I pray right now that you bless my brothers and sisters. Bless them and encourage them, God, to be greater today than they were when they woke up this morning already great. God, we know that greatness is among us because you are in us. So, God, continue to make us, mold us, shape us, and hide us behind Calvary's cross. So everywhere that we go, people can see you. God, we thank you. We love you. God, we give you all the glory, honor, and praise. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Lord, I love you. And it is so. Amen. Woo! Look, I'm getting hot up in here, y'all. I'm getting hot up in here. Look, we're about to go in, y'all. We're going in 2025. We're going so deep that they're going to wonder how we did it. And we're going to be able to tell them it was all God. God gets all the glory, all of it, every bit of it, all of it. You dig? So let's go to the next level right now. Let's take a look at the markets today, y'all. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got shaking. Woo, boy, man, I feel God up in here today. Man, I tell you. Oh, man, I feel God up in here today. All right, so let's look at something very important you should consider. Economic events for next week, right? So we got Jerome Powell coming in on next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, 1 Central. What is that? 12 the next time, I don't know, whatever it is. But we got Jerome Powell next Wednesday and then GDP on Thursday. We've had some pretty interesting inflationary data. We had S&P index create new record-breaking all-time highs on yesterday. We're probably going to pull back today. But this is all so important, even as we get ready to do some questions and answers today. This news is something to consider. Now, of course, we have to take a look at the futures and see how even if it's being considered with what happened in Davos, right? Davos, Switzerland. So let's go look at the futures right now. I like to use finviz.com. It's a one-stop shop for a lot of different things. We talk about it every day. But the Dow Jones is down. S&P is down a little bit. NASDAQ is down a little bit. The VIX is down. It got back to the teenager, so it's still in the child's place. So let me tell you, markets are flat, right? They're flat, but I think that we might drop a little bit this morning. So don't be surprised if and when that happens. Now, let's take a look at the headlines for today. Bernstein upgrades Netflix after blowout earnings, seems more than 20% upside. Likely right now, we're probably going to continue that short-term downtrend on Netflix. But again, this is all about you today. It's all about you. So they said that more 20% upside. Baird upgrades his cloud communication stock. I don't know what that is. Let's see what they're talking about real quick. What's the communication stock? I bet it's T-Mobile. Oh, it's Twilio. It did go up yesterday after hours, right? So Twilio did run yesterday. Shout out to Armando for calling this thing out last year. Twilio is a crazy company, but it's currently $113. Highest price target is $155. So that's lit. Twilio, TWLO. Tesla starts sales of its new Model Y in the U.S. for about $60K. I think it was listed at 59 something, but I do still drive my Tesla, and I will not stop. All right. Also, Costco shareholders reject the diversity inclusion program. We'll probably need to look at that today. Hopefully, one of you guys ask about it in question and answer. So I won't dive into too much of your time today. All right. So those are the headlines for today. Now, let's go right over to the purpose of our time. Fishing Friday. So let me take a look at the questions you guys are already dropping. What tickers to look at? I'm pretty sure somebody probably already started the morning with that, right? Yeah. Good morning. There was the first one. Good morning, Mark. You are a blessing to all. No, that is all God. He gets the glory. Bless you and thank you. Can you look at ACMR and share your thoughts for the long term? Yeah, I'll take a look at that for you, Darren. ACMR. And in fact, let me just move this over here. All right, ACMR. All right. So I don't know anything about this company, Darren. But right now we're looking at the 1 day time frame. It's up just a tad. Pre-market earnings are scheduled for February the 21st. I want to actually start looking at the earnings first, as if I'm going to do, my own due diligence on this, so you can see it kind of how I move, right? So right now it looks like quarter after quarter for the past 4 that they've beat EPS and revenue. All right. Now I need to know a little bit more about this company. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to click the ticker name, and then I want to go down and see what they do. Okay. So ACM Research engages in the development, manufacture, and sale of single wafer wet cleaning equipment. All right. It supplies process solutions that semiconductor manufacturers can use in numerous manufacturing steps to remove particles. Interesting. Okay, and they have DRAM and 3D NAND flash memory chips. Okay, so that looks pretty interesting. So this could be something worth long-term positioning for. Now, as I'm looking at the 1 day time frame, it does have a buy signal at the moment. It's been pretty bloody most of the past few months. It looks like we had a couple of pumps on it, but it's like I said, the trend has been consistently to the downside. I want to look at this from an even longer term lens. Let's look at the weekly time frame, because I see this more so as a swing trade, but it is an investment. It is not a trade. It's an investment, and the price is actually on the weekly to the downside, with the bears having most of the control. Now, if we zoom back into the daily, like I said, we're getting a couple of bounces. And if we can happen to break above this $19.47 price, we're going to have a little bit of a challenge to get over the hump of $20.96 and 23 cents. We've established a level of support around $16.50 on ACMR, but long term, this could be a gem, right? So this is one of those plays that, just looking at it, you never have to get ready if you stay ready. We get positioned for the longer term on ACMR. I think this will be a good longer term play. Let's see what the analysts are saying about this. They're actually calling for a $28 price target. Maybe we could see that with this new administration. Who knows? So this may be one worth keeping an eye on. Thank you for asking this question. All right, next one is from Chris Sinclair. Good morning, Mr. Rogers. Can you look at Tesla? I really should have the Mr. Rogers theme song, but that might be copyright infringement. Anyways, so I actually had Tesla up on the screen when we first got started, but again, this is your time with me. So I wanted to be a respecter of that and give you guys an opportunity to ask questions because I'm going to take my children to school this morning, right? So let's see here. Tesla 65-minute time frame. We have been kind of bloody. Just being honest, Tesla's actually pulled back with the news of them bringing this new Model Y to the United States. We're going to see a little bit of a squeeze to the upside on Tesla. Volatility is about to pick up really, really high on Tesla going into next week. By Wednesday of next week, which so happens to be the same exact day that Jerome Powell speaks, Tesla will be reporting earnings. I think that right now we're going to see Tesla get range bound, maybe have some bounces to maybe even test somewhere around 417.84 and maybe even as high as 424 to the upside and consolidate between that price range, 424 and 409 at the lowest. Now, I think that this is going to happen for two reasons. One, Tesla's affiliation with the current administration and him actually being the quote president of the United States. And secondly, Elon being Elon. All right. So I think Tesla is going to report some dynamic earnings. I think that they're going to have some amazing guidance for the rest of 2025 and 26. I think that they're going to beat earnings and this stock is going to go through the roof. Now, again, this isn't financial advice, but this is one I do like as a straddle. Okay. If I am personally trading it, I might have to play both sides of this play because of the uncertainty and the hype behind it. I want to go a step deeper on Tesla and look at the whale alerts. Let's type in TSLA on unusual whales. You see here, the whales are buying calls after February the 14th, Valentine's Day, but they're also buying puts for January 24th. That is today. So you got to be a little bit careful with the chop here on Tesla. Again, the volatility is going to be very, very crazy. So let's just play around with one more thing on Tesla. And I don't want to spend too much time on this because I want to give everybody else an opportunity to ask a question. I know I can't answer all of them, but I'm going to try to get as many as I can in. So Tesla, again, let's just set up a play. All right, let's set up a play. Let's look at earnings again on January the 29th. All right, I want to position as if I'm a beginner trader, okay? I don't have a lot of money, all right? So I want to look at time as a position. All right, so I want to go maybe to like March. Let's go to like the end of March, March 21st. All right, so I want to play Tesla to the upside, hypothetically, okay? So let's say I buy I don't know, a $590 call, 600. Let's do a $600 call. It'll be a lot cheaper. Okay. It'll probably run me somewhere around $5.16. Okay. Or which I'll rather me do something a little bit cheap. Let's do a $700 call. Why not? Some I know that people could afford that are beginners. Okay. So let's just say I bought a $700 call now for like $2.06. Okay. And let's just say after Tesla beats earnings, okay, and it goes to $508. All right, that $200 will turn to at least. Let's look at the profit loss. At least about 500 to maybe I don't know $700, $763. All right. So as you can see, I'm just doing an estimate of this potential quote unquote lotto play. So there's a lot of money to be made, but also there could be a lot of money to be lost if we were to take this position. We could also play a put, and have a different strategy. I just wanted to give you guys just another perspective to think about for those of you who say, oh, it's too expensive for me. Another way you can play it. Okay. So and I did that for free. So at any rate, so I wanted to make sure I dropped that on you, right? So just be mindful of the consolidation on Tesla. I don't want to go too deep into the levels on that because I've been talking about Tesla almost every other day or every day. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. Okay, let's go to the next question here. Man, look at God getting all this glory this morning. With all the ad sentiments for AI technologies, any thoughts or projections for MP materials? All right, so this is another one that's new to me. Thank you for asking. Damon. MP Materials is currently priced at $21.44. Now, again, with the mindset of artificial intelligence, I always want to think about time as a position. Okay. So this is not one, again, that I would even be looking at for day trading as I would for maybe Tesla. Okay. So just looking at MP Materials, earnings are in 27 days. So I'm not expecting volatility to be too high on this one. We might have some short term pullback, but again, this is a longer term mindset type position. All right. So I like a $23 price target in alignment with the analyst here of this being a strong buy for investment purposes. Okay. Now I'm looking here to see if they pay dividends, and they do not pay dividends. So you wouldn't be able to collect any dividends on this. But if you were to maybe even play a longer term option or have some shares, we want to see this thing break $22.15. Once we break $22.15, I think that maybe we could retest that high of around $24.01. Above that, we'll have maybe a run to about a little over $26. I'll say 26 to be honest. But MP Materials Corp does look like it wants to run. It's just AI is just in the beginning. Now, if we look at the weekly here, the buying momentum has literally just began. Okay. It has literally just began with the bulls having most dominance on this particular ticker. MP is possibly prepared to retest that high. So again, this is one again I like for the longer term mindset for investing. All right. Not trading, but investing. So MP, this looks like a solid ticker. Okay. Now, for those of you who would like to play it for day trades, I may as well give you some quick levels on it. So why not? Let's look at this. We got some support established at 2173. The high intraday is around 21.99. Above 29.99 would be a pristine entry for calls, but it looks like it's going to have some pullback and retest support, and possibly go back to 21.59 and maybe even fall as low. It's already at 21.44, which is still technically up, but I think it possibly can go as low as $20.76 intraday. So once it hits that level, I would probably start looking more so towards those longer term positions. Okay. All right, Milton, can you tell us about Vistra Corp? Vistra Corp. Is that VST? Yep. All right, so VST, Vistra Corp. This one has had some momentum in 2025 and late 24. Right now, I'm gonna tell you the chop is on for VST because there's a lot of volume about the future potential for this electric utilities company. Now it's in a consolidation channel right now, which means the price is pretty much staying the same. Like we talked about yesterday, we got to break through resistance or consolidate and go back down to support the bottom. All right, so right now we're right kind of in the middle of that consolidation, catching some support around 191.37. All right. The price is actually at 194.31, but understand that if it falls below 193.45, we're going to go back and retest support at that 191.33-ish and even go as low as 190.34. All right. But on the flip side, if we break above 197.07, we'll revisit 198.30 and then maybe even the high of 199.84. But currently, just looking at the 65-minute time frame, looks like there could be some small pullback because we are oversold on the daily. I'm gonna say overbought on the daily, excuse me. And the bears do have control on the 1 day time frame. So I kind of like this one for some shorter term puts. I could also say it's a bear trap, so I wouldn't swing it. But those shorter term puts will probably print a little bit of money for you. And then a longer term position for maybe a swing towards earnings. Earnings have not been well for this company. The next scheduled earnings, February 26, 2025. But for the past 4 quarters, this one has not done well, but it's going to be the guidance that will move it. Okay. Now, this is something. Now, what you're asking me for is financial advice, Adnan Al-Shalif. You said, is it worth doing a call on Oklo now, long term? All right. So let's just look. Oklo has been running. It also has pulled back. It ran again right after the pullback. So I like Oklo for a longer term position, Adnan Al-Sharif. And I think that we could revisit $40.21 for the longer term position. you already have the mindset. You pretty much answered your question. So if you decide you want to play this for long term, knowing that Oklo will help produce the energy that's needed for artificial intelligence, then Oklo is going to be something that you may want to consider personally, right? Now, I can't tell you what to buy or sell, but I do think that this is a good long-term play. I have to agree with all of you who are buying Oklo to the upside, whether it be shares only. And I know some people got in super cheap, like around 17, 15, 15 to $17. Oklo, in my opinion, is a great investment. Leaps will do extraordinarily well. Okay. But understand when we get close to the earnings, implied volatility is going to creep in. So I like anything after February 25th, 2025. I want to see what they tell us on that date. So if you can get in for a squeeze, amazing. Take your bag, make that money, bro or sis. But if you can't, look, it's okay. Grab you some shares or sit on the sidelines and watch. I do like this company long term, though. We're almost overbought, not quite there yet, but it still looks very beautiful. Also, I want to add that these are uncharted territories. So we're at highs that we've never seen before. So I do like this ticker a lot. Adon. All right. Let's see. When you look at Apple heading into June, they're on a bear run in January. Absolutely. So I ain't gonna lie. I'm still in Apple puts. Apple has earnings next week. We did bounce and go to the upside. Apple does look good on the bounces, but as we're looking here on the 3-day time frame, the bears have control at the moment. But pre-market, we're up. We look pretty good pre-market, okay? But again, Apple is going to drive the S&P index. But overall, intraday, it's nothing but a dead cat bounce. I think Apple will probably go catch some support at 221 and revisit those lows of 219.05. I think I said this earlier this week. But if we do bounce, you may want to consider risk management on any puts at 226.98. And then we may kind of fill a small gap at 228.20 all the way up to 229.27. But ultimately, Apple Bay is on a bear trend at the moment. Thinking about June, though, I still think that we need to see what happens in earnings, but I'm still mostly bearish because Apple needs to have some type of innovative product that they introduce to us different from these things right here and the iPad. Okay. I mean, we need something else. We need something new. So that's what I'm seeing on Apple. Downside target on the weekly is about 209.10. But again, intraday, I want to see maybe a reject happen if you're in puts to bring us back to 224.34, but it looks like it's trying to break out of some serious consolidation that started at 222.31 all the way up to 226. Like I said, at 226, that is a level that I would consider personally practicing risk management. All right, so I'm just taking a look at the time. Nobody's asking about crypto. All right, so NNE. All right, NN. Don't they have earnings this morning? All right, so this one, I think again they had. I think they had earnings this morning. No, they didn't. That's NEE that had earnings. So nano nuclear energy again. This is another longer term play. Kind of put you in the mindset of Oklo. We're probably going to head down to 42.22, which will create an opportunity to make some money to the downside. It's consolidated right now between 42.22 and 44.98. Let's zoom to the 1-day time frame. Technically, the bears have dominance right now, with the bulls trying its best to pull this bad boy up. But I'll tell you that until we get to earnings, I'd expect the price to probably hold where it is right now. 41.38 would probably be the trigger warning to enter some puts on NNE. Energy is just having a little bit of a short-term shock wave. Okay, so right now, NNE, in my opinion, is a wait and see. It's a wait and see, or it's a long-term investment. Okay. So right now, I just don't personally think that this is a smart day trade, but it's possibly a great longer term investment, but there will be some pullback to the downside that could bring it to as low as 39.22. All right, so Paul said Twilio is cooking for him, and I'm so happy for you, Paul. I'm so happy for everybody that listened to AP about Twilio. It's at 133.78 after the price upgrade. Right now, we want to see it retest the high of 136 and touch the wall of about 138.95. So Twilio looks really amazing. Now, of course, now that the hype is here, everybody's going to be trying to buy it. But we did have a bullish engulfing candle that did take place even after the upgrade, and we've seized level after level after level. So we're going to see a lot of profit taking today on Twilio because everybody's been in that bad boy. And as a result, we're going to see some dips. And then after it dips back, it's going to pull, it's going to pump again and go right back to where it is now and maybe even go higher. And then you're going to see a post on Instagram that says, "Who listened?" And of course, y'all going to hit that like button. And I hope you do. So Twilio is still a good play, but you are late if you're not in it. Okay. All right. I skipped over somebody. Oh, no, we already talked about them. All right. Good morning. What do you think about CERS? Man, we have not got any crypto. CERS. All right, this is a penny stock, Ceres Corporation Health Technology. I don't like these type of plays. Penny stocks are cool. They do have bounces, but in my opinion, Susan, it could be a short-term play that may have some small bounces to the upside. It's not one again that I like for the longer term position. But hey, it did have a high of $2.03. We may have missed that window. Earnings come up on February the 20th, but overall it looks bloody on the daily here. I mean, it's, like I said, it's got a few bounces, but this is just not one that I like for a longer term play. It's actually overbought on the daily, but it does have a little bit of volume, so I just would expect this one to be choppy. That ticker is CERS. Thoughts on ASX? All right, I'm about to start hitting the gas, y'all. As you see, it's crunch time. And I'm just trying to get to as many things that I can. ASX technology, it's up about 0.7%. Pre-market today, we're at $11.01. We had a high of $11.22, almost in overbought territory. Earnings are scheduled for February the 13th. This company does pay dividends. I don't know anything about this. What is this company? It's an electronic technology, another semiconductor related company. I don't know if it's even on that list. I need to go double check that list about that project that Trump announced and see if this is one of them. But considering where we're going with artificial intelligence, I think semiconductors in general are going to be there for the win, which is going to be maybe good or beneficial for this company. But right now, I don't have enough basis to say that this thing is going to run. I can just tell you upside price target, if we continue upward momentum, is about 1140. And then you might have a reject at 1223 if we break that. Support is currently at 1074. That's all I can really give you about ASX because I don't know a lot about it. All right, next one is SIDU, SIDU. All right, this is another penny stock. James Lord asked about this. Looks like it's about to fall off a cliff and go to the dirt, which is where I really wanted AMD to go. But this one is up about 2.96%, which is really only 8 cents from where it closed yesterday. So, I mean, it's not a lot of profitability there. Right now, this is another electronic technology company, but more into telecommunications equipment. I don't know. They would need to get some type of deal or something with, say, Meta with this pipeline, communications pipeline they're going to do. Also, they do things in space. So I'm seeing a lot of leadership changes here with this company. They have a $14 million private placement. Let's see. They announced, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Oh, space battery technology. Market size projected to reach $6.56 billion by 2032, playing a critical role in space exploration. Okay, so now we're cooking. Now, you might be onto something, James. You might be onto something. So this is an investment if they are going to do what they said they're going to do. But this is, understand, just what we read, we might not see anything happen to 2032. So, James, this could be something that will do well longer term. But the way that these shares are priced right now may be an opportunity to strategically position and maybe even take a pawn and get that thing queened in the end and have two queens on the chessboard. If you know what I'm saying, if you're a chess player, you can relate. So I think this may be something that will do well in 2032. But understand it can pull back, go to 250, maybe even smaller than that, James. But this is a decent play, and hopefully it prints for you and anybody else that buys it. All right. I might need to jot this one down so I don't forget it. As put it in my little penny stock brokerage. All right. I've been waiting to get to this one. AMD. All right. Again, if you want to ask me a question, go to my YouTube channel. I can't look at the comments on Instagram. So go over to my YouTube channel. You'll be able to see how I'm doing this. All right. So thoughts on AMD by Brian Decor. All right. So AMD is at 123.55. We're seeing some slow upward momentum on these semiconductor plays. We had a high of about 131.71. That was back on Tuesday. And then we dipped hard, in which case I kind of got excited thinking that maybe now we're finally going to go to the dirt. And then we bounced from 113 and slowly creeping our way back up to test 125.89. So the trend will stop. The downtrend will definitely stop at 125.89. That would be confidence for me personally to consider call options on AMD to take us back to 131.71 and then 132 and then 133.90. 133.90 is a new level of support for AMD. But understand, my entry price is going to be 126.05, or we'll just say 120. Yeah, 125.94. All right, so that's where I will be buying calls on AMD, not financial advice. All right. Let's see if anybody's asked about crypto yet. Oh, all right. Thank you for buying a super chat, Joshua Spence. I'm sorry, I'm just now tapping it, my friend. Please forgive me. All right, so Tempest AI, ticker TEM. All right. Now let's dig deep on this thing. I want to talk about this because we know that Nancy bought it. All right, so let's just play around here. We're going to go back to our chart, but I want to show you something here. We're going to go to Quiver Quantitative. Let me sign in, maybe. All right, let's sign in with Google. Rogers 1906. All right, boom. All right, so let's see here. We're going to type in TEM. All right. Now I want to show you something. All right, so we go down here to congressional buying. Nancy Pelosi is the only one in Congress that has bought this one. Why? Why did she buy it? Of course, we're all thinking about artificial intelligence. We're thinking about what's coming. We're also seeing no CNBC recommendations, but we also see that Cathie Wood has been buying this thing up too. I think Armando made a post about it. All right. So now we look at the 4-hour time frame. Everybody and their mama is going to buy this because Nancy is the greatest trader in all the world. All right. Now, I think that this is a smart play for a longer term investment, but understand, because we are buying it here, that there will be some pullback. The volume is around 23.25 million, where the average daily volume was previously around 6.78 million on this ticker and has only an $8.3 billion market cap. If this thing does break back above $55.75, I think that is a good opportunity for a shorter term call for a target price of 56.63. All right, now where I think it's going longer term, I don't think it's going to go above $70 for real. All right. Our high was around, above $80. Our high was around 79.49, and that was back on November the 8th, 2024. Earnings have been as expected most of the time, and also meeting expectations with a surprise beat. Okay, so if we can possibly maybe retest that 73.93, maybe we could see that $80. But I think those $100 calls have such a high implied volatility that you may be at risk. But if you're positioned now for those longer term positions, it's not time to panic, but it's always time to take profits, right? But again, that's up to you and your risk management approach. I'm not saying that TM is a bad play. I think it's a great play, but understand the short term mindset is that it's got a lot of volume, and what goes up must come down. All right. I'm not also telling you to go and buy puts, because I do think that it will catch some support where it is. All right, so you just got to be careful with this type of play because it's already, the media is already talking about it. We should have been in it before Nancy bought it. In fact, if Nancy would have just told us back when she got it 2 or 3 months ago, we'd be really up, right? Because the low was around $31. Now let's just zoom in intraday and just get a little bit more surgical with this, Joshua, and see how we could play it for today. All right, 740. So right now, it looks like it's in a huge consolidation zone. We rejected at $55.51. Okay. Now, if it continues to go down more, expect it to go to 54.30 and then catch bodies, if you will, at 53.74. But below 53.74, I'm gonna grab a put. I'm telling you straight up. I'll grab a put and then I'm gonna ride it down to maybe 53.44 or even 51.41. I'm even gonna set an alert with y'all right now. That's what's going to be my put option entry. Now, on the flip side, like I said, if it breaks back above 55.51, I think the upside is good, but we do want to buy low and then we do want to sell high. Maybe this thing will consolidate, like I stated, between this consolidation zone and just never fall below 53.76. But we want to see what happens at that price. Okay, but just understand what's getting ready to happen here. All right. Finally, this will be the last one. Marquise asked about Litecoin. Finally, a crypto. LTC USD. It's 741 Central. All right. Litecoin is running right now. We're going to 119.16. So if you've been a bag holder on Litecoin, pat yourself on the back. I think I got a little bit myself. And we're about to break out of this Fibonacci level to go back and test the high on the 10-minute time frame. 65-minute time frame right now. We are still on an uptrend, which still is technically a buying opportunity. We now have something actually signed saying that we're going to have a crypto strategic reserve in development. So they're going to be formulating that. So we're in an accumulation phase right now. Target price on Litecoin is going to be 122.96 with a high of 124. We break that 124. This thing is going to fly like an eagle. No pun intended to Seal song, but yes, I agree with it. That's an old school. I'm an 80s baby, so don't judge me. 138.60 is going to be a complete break of structure for Litecoin, and then we're going to ride on up to 213.35. That's going to be our magic number, 213.35, and then we run. Okay, we run hard in the paint. All right, so that being said, ladies and gentlemen, help me get 3,000 followers. Let's see where we are right now. Let's go to the YouTube. Let's check out my channel. Where are we? Are we at 3,000 yet? Oh, the wrong one. Here we go. We're almost there. 2.83 thousand subscribers. We get this thing to 3,000. I'm going to do another 90% off flash sale. So share the YouTube channel, y'all. Looks like I'm live right now. All right. Also, you can go on over to www.rogers1906.com. And you can join the Chestnut Checkers group created by my brother and friend, Tall Guy Tycoon. You know him also as Armando Pantoja. And look, man, we got some great things in the works. Also, if you go back to my website, you got my YouTube channel, some courses. And then down here at the bottom, if you go put in here, Batman, I will email you a special discount, even though we don't have 3,000 subscribers yet on YouTube, to the Elite Traders Blueprint. What is the Elite Traders Blueprint, Mark? I'm glad you asked. Go to courses on my website. Click this. This is going to teach you everything you need to know from beginning all the way to the advanced level of trading stocks, options, crypto, Forex, futures, and so much more. You're going to have a thorough understanding of charts. And guess what? I also help you make your money back every Friday. Today, this Friday, we are going to have Fishing Friday, Elite Traders live trading. We keep it holy in there, no profanity, very professional, great people from the Chestnut Checkers group and those who own this blueprint, CNC member or not. We're going to make your money back each and every Friday. As long as you have this course, we're going to live trade together. And that is locked in for life. You hear me? So go ahead and DM me the word Batman. Don't put it in the comments because I won't do anything about it. Direct message me on Instagram or fill out the contact form and get this course today. But y'all, I appreciate each and every one of you, man. Remember, we are going to pass the test. And look, just like Mr. Rogers, I got to put this back on because I'm about to go outside. You know, he used to say it's such a good feeling, a very good feeling, a feeling, you know, that I'll be back when the day is new and I'll have more ideas for you. Please won't you be my neighbor? That being said, y'all have a great weekend. I will see you guys in the live trading today. And for everybody else, I'll see you on Monday. Peace.